Is there a doctor on the plane? Is there a doctor on the plane?
Just 90 minutes ago, that man spoke only to 10 News about the terrifying mid-air emergency on his flight from New York to San Diego today.
The 10 News reporter Riel Creighton is live at Lindbergh Field with how a YouTube video made it possible for him to save a woman's life. Riel.
Right, Steve, Itika, that man is a local businessman here in La Jolla. He just happened to be on a flight bound here for home to Lindbergh Field when a woman on board that plane went down. And not only did he not panic, he started saving a life.
World championship.
You could say Mitch Thrower is used to dealing with tough challenges, a seasoned triathlete.
Ironman's a 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike, and then a marathon.
Just some of his Ironman medals on the living room table. He's got 22 of them, but he never imagined the challenge of his lifetime would be at 30,000 feet Thursday night.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Sorry.
Still intensely emotional to think about what happened on board his Delta Flight 2303 from New York to San Diego. This is the picture he took after takeoff, not knowing that 2 hours in, he would have to make a decision.
One of the flight attendants was saying, is there a doctor on the plane? Is there a doctor on the plane?
Maybe adrenaline, anxiety, or both. He's no doctor, but he went to work. An elderly woman in the middle of the aisle in the first-class cabin, unconscious, and there he ran. A flight attendant named Ryan already on top of the woman when he jumped in.
The first thing I did was some mouth-to-mouth to try and get her some air in her lungs while we were doing compressions.
CPR techniques he says he'd only just learned by watching a video on YouTube. Moments later, the woman on the floor, who we only knew by the name Nana, was alert, awake, and more importantly, alive.
Yeah, so you could look down, and as she was sort of coming to, her eyes were opening up, and she had these bright blue eyes. We're like, Nana, can you hear us? Can you hear us? And then she nodded her head.
And a Thrower, ever so modest and humble, says he must give most of the credit to that flight attendant who was also on that flight. Ryan Moore is his name. He says he used an AED defibrillator that certainly played a role in her survival. Meantime, that flight they were on was actually rerouted to St. Louis. That woman was taken to a nearby hospital. Thrower says the woman, who he only knows as Nana, he really just wants to know if she's doing all right tonight. We're live at Lindbergh Field. Riel Creighton, 10 News.